and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going over the grass and we're talking about yarrow. So stay tuned. What's yarrow, you ask? Well, yarrow is an indigenous plant that is pretty much like almost a extinct species that used to be I think pretty plentiful around here, right? So here's some here. See a little bit right there coming in, okay? There's a little bit of it. They're actually planting this stuff in New Zealand, I believe, as a a drought-prone animal feed. Okay, so it's totally good for animals. They love it. I didn't plant it. It's just coming in. A lot of stuff's coming in that I didn't plant because the only thing I planted was about, 3 to 5 different kinds of species of grass seed that I just found around Bend and just kind of yanked some seed at the end of the season and put it out. But I think it's all local seed anyway. I don't think I have any I think it's pretty much just stuff that came from around here already. It's just called ornamental grass around here now for some reason. But it grows big. 2-3 feet tall. It can, some of the varieties. Okay. But I'm seeing grass varieties come in out in this area that I'm walking in right now that I didn't plant anything over here. So the only thing I did over here was just disrupted the ground. And the grass is coming in you would just be amazed. So as you can see, the grass is coming in super healthy in areas, right? Now, when we look over here, we don't really see, except on the edge where I disturbed that because I dug right there. But when we go back into this area over here, you just don't see the same level of grass coming in. As a matter of fact, you look around here, it's all these old clumps. There is a new little clump right here, but when you walk around, it's pretty much all dead. And it's just being choked out by the sage and the juniper. So as soon as you get the sage and the juniper out of there, then the grasses, they just come back. I think actually the best way is some sort of machine that chips the stuff all the way down. Harvest the big pieces of juniper and chip down everything else. The sage gets crazy big. You see that sage right there? I mean, that's like log size sage. Once you do get all that out of here, it seems like there's more to it than just getting out of here. It's how you went about getting it out of here. Because I've cleared an area in the front here that I didn't use the backhoe on. All I did was cut out the junipers and burned some of the sage. I didn't put the backhoe on that area. And I have a gray water going in there, so that area is crazy. But the other places that are not gray water are just kind of not kicking in as good as this is kicking in. Because when we walk around here, you got new grass. New grass. I mean, I literally can just walk around out here, new grass to new grass to new grass, in places it's coming in. And just look at that one. This is the kind of stuff I'm trying to get rid of, the woody stuff. But this is all super healthy in here. Here's some more yarrow. Look at this, it's already going to seed for the season. Look at that. Already seeds. Look at this. This over here, how healthy this is. It's so healthy. More yarrow. Look at how much new grass has started in this area. There's just tons of little new ones all around in here, all around. So you can see, that's like the gray water zone there. And then you come over here with no backhoe. You see how it just like, it's pretty much like the other property minus the stuff, right? So it takes more than just getting rid of the junipers and the sage and the other woody stuff, right? It takes like disturbing the ground like all over. So this area was just like a random success in the driveway that it came in really thick. The grass is not doing so good here anymore, and I think it's because this is where I stop the water on the property from leaving, so it's very wet all winter, and I think it might be just a little too wet this season for the grass. It's coming in a little bit, but it's definitely not as nice as it is in other places. Like, I just weed eated this and this, and you can see like the level of green versus here. So this next area I've put the most work into out of any area I've done. So I ran the backhoe over it, very pulling out, like everything, like probably even a layer of soil. But then I piled all the soil up and added some soil from the diggings. So I'm using some of the flood layers that are down like 2-4 feet down in the ground, bringing them up and redistributing them. And it looks like that soil, flood soil, whatever it's called, is very nutritious. More yarrow. Out here, I have literally weed eated. This is 1 acre basically. A little bigger, I think. So I just knocked all the tops off everything to kind of mimic what needs to happen with this stuff. Because this stuff literally was created by nature to feed animals. Okay, so when the animals aren't feeding on it, it goes into stagnation and it dies, it gets disease and all sorts of things. One thing I've noticed with the yarrow is that if you don't take, because I've had it here for a couple years, but I just learned what it was. So the really old ones that have been here that I've noticed the longest, that I never just messed with at all, like they're starting to die off because those things they put off aren't getting eaten. So it's like stunting the plant, right? So I literally went over this entire acre and made sure that most of those yarrow sticks were knocked off or pulled out. I want to reiterate that I think Central Oregon needs to stop calling itself a high desert. I think it's a high grasslands. I'm not sure if that's savanna grasslands or if it's not warm enough, but this is a high altitude grasslands, okay? It's not a desert. Shouldn't be called a desert. It's being desertified by fencing and juniper sage not being controlled by the fences blocking the animals, okay? It needs to be dealt with on a massive scale, or else we're gonna freaking lose this entire habitat, okay? So if you like this type of video, you should most definitely subscribe. Peace.